Again, welcome to Chapter 2, HRM, Human Resource Management, and for MBA course, MBA program. Um, there's a very popular, very current word in all aspects of business, especially business management and marketing. The word is strategy. Everywhere you go, honestly, not only in the management of business. For example, in therapy, there's an approach so-called strategic therapy. Therapy based on the strategy for the long term of the family of the, for example, mental disorder and other parts. It is a strategic therapy. So everywhere you go, you see the word strategy. What does it mean?
Plan of action.
Again, as the previous week, plan of action. Another new weeks, new word, new creativity, not the same word, not the same thinking. New day, new way. Other things, Mario, in addition to plan of action? First,
Um,
first word. The first word is action in your mind when you hear the word.
no, it's gotta be smart, like kind of like organized action plan.
Is the same smartness of, for example, hearing the word intelligent. If you hear the word intelligent at the same range and the same degree, you associate in your mind smart when you hear the word strategy. Other words, Wayne, Yana, other words when you hear the first word, in addition to the other words that you have said previous week.
I think it's like some amount of the points to reach the
Only one,
goal.
only one word. You are talking about an article about the strategy, not article. Only one word about the strategy. The first,
Goals.
what?
Goals.
Goals. Perfect. Wayne, strategical eating. What is the meaning of strategical eating? Eating now for the next hours. It is a strategical eating.
Mm,
Okay, stay cool. Stay cool. Stay cool. Don't talk. Stay cool. Last week,
yeah.
last week I talked to you about the differences between managers and leaders, if you remember. What was the basic feature of the leaders? What was the distinguishing cutoff point, cutoff line that distinguished between leaders and managers? What was the word?
Leaders are future oriented.
Perfect. You are perfect. As in America said, kudos. Do you know what's the meaning of kudos, Yana?
No.
Kudos is very, very, very well done. Very, very, very good job. It is kudos. It's very, very good. It is. Yes, perfect. Future.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The first word you hear about the strategy is about long term. The first word is not about action. When you go to study, to investigate about the strategic management, the first thing you should know about the long-term systematic, yes, action by action, stage by stage approach. It is strategy. Because of that, every leader is a strategic manager. Every leader. You have some perspective about the future of your life, future of the world, future of your company, future of your job, future of your education, future of your heart. Sometimes it is so surprising for us that thinking about, for example, feeling as a strategic thinking about the feeling. What type of feeling I want to experience, for example, 10 years after now, 5 years after now. Yes, in this duration of time, I should determine my goals. Perfect. That is goal setting. I should know where are favorite goals. No, some of them are not favorite, they are mandatory. Yes. What are the stages? And as Mario said, what is our action plan? But the first meaning about the strategy, it is about the future. Strategy is long term. This year, for the next, for example, 5 years. If you go to study, for example, Apple strategic plans, Google strategic plans, Microsoft strategic plans, you see that they are talking about the future. Now we are studying strategic thinking and strategic planning in human resources, HR, resource strategy and planning. Summarize the organization's strategic planning process. What is the process of planning based on the strategical thinking in an organization? Explain the key differences between effective and ineffective strategies and suggest ways to implement strategic asset reallocation. Outline how HR's strategies are merged with organizational strategies and give 2 examples. Discuss how to forecast the supply and demand of human resources. And list options for handling a shortage and surplus of employees. Identify how organization can measure and analyze the effectiveness of HR management practices. Okay. At the first part, you see the differences between the strategy and the strategy planning. Basic question. What is the differences? What are the differences between designing something and planning something and programming something? Planning and designing. Have you worked in a constructional company up to now? As an engineer, as an, for example, simple worker even? We have in civil engineering, there is something, a structure design, but the engineer doesn't work based on the structure design or construction design. They work on the structure or construction or building plan. What are the major differences between the design and plan? Is there any difference or not? How do you think? Conceptually, not only by the meaning of the word, conceptually. For example, I have a design for a corporation. I have a plan for a corporation. What does it mean? You are the next generation of leaders.
Design means right now, and planning is for the future.
Other options, other differences?
I feel like planning goes in like inside of designing. Like designing will be something more like towards the end product, like you already are allocating your sources as the best you can. Well, the other one, well, planning will be just brainstorming kind of to not make it like to make it like in a step below
Just opposite.
the opposite.
The total plan, the holistic plan.
Exactly. Sorry, exactly.
Design very confused. Design is very ambiguous. It's a design, an ambiguous planning about something. When you have details in your design, it is called plan.
Yeah.
For example, in design, we say this room has a door for a segment in a building. In plan, we say what is the height of the door, what is the weight of, what is the material of the door, it is outside opener or inside opener, it is right-handed or left-handed, it is the details of the door, it is plan. Design is very, very holistic, very, very total, very global. Everything is in design, yes, but you cannot find the details. In planning, because of that, you don't say action design. Action design is so good. Everything is together. You say action planning means.
Where would you put, like, let's say a blueprint? It will be into the design case or the.
Perfect. blueprint. Very, very with the details. Now we want to talk about strategic planning. We have two parts. Strategic planning or strategy plan. In a strategic planning, a strategic is the adjective of planning. How can you do your plan based on the strategic thinking? It is a strategic planning. So what is the main word keyword? It is planning. What is the procedure for your planning? It is based on the strategic thinking. It is strategic planning as you see here. But when you say a strategy plan, it is I have a plan for my strategy. The main goal in this concept is a strategy, is not plan. In the phrase strategy plan, the main course, the main emphasis, the keyword is strategy. I have a strategy for my company and I plan for that strategy. It is a strategy plan. When you say strategic planning, I have a strategy. Sorry, I want to have some planning for my computer, for my company. In that part, I use the strategic thinking for planning. It is a strategic planning, as you see. A plan and organization follows for how to compete successfully, survive and grow. It is a strategy. What are the keywords in the definition of a strategy? One,
Long term?
do you think any? No, strategy. A plan and organization follows for how to compete successfully, survive and grow. What are the keywords in this definition of a strategy?
Plan?
Follows.
Follows. One
Follows?
keyword is follow. What is the goal of a strategy? What is the goal of a strategy? Is
To make it work.
competition.
Oh,
The main goal of the strategy is competition. What type of competition? Successful competition. Survive, grow. But the material, the main material of the strategy is a plan. A strategy is a plan. And follow. So plan, follow, competition. Or instead of competition, you can consider the word survive. So close your eyes, no problem. Whatever word, whatever definition you can provide to yourself just in class about the strategy. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
yes.
Unmute yourself, Mario. Okay. Close your eyes. Give me a definition from a strategy. No problem. I.
Follow.
No,
Oh.
definition. You are talking about the keywords. Keep your eyes closed and with a high voice, say me your definition of a strategy. I cannot hear you.
Oh, everyone.
Everyone, yes.
I'll say it's a scheme to follow.
Perfect. Yana.
What?
Wayne.
Is a plan of successfully follow.
Follow.
Yeah. Following.
Wayne.
Successfully following. Or something.
Other words?
Yeah. To compete
Perfect.
and yeah, something.
A plan for an organization to follow how to compete successfully, survive and grow. If you know the keywords, no problem. It is related to you that which sentence you can use, no problem. It's not a matter of sentence, it is a matter of concept. And concepts are based on the keywords. Plan, follow, survive. Competition ends to survive. Growing ends to survive. The major part is survive. Let's go to the strategic planning. Defining an organizational strategy or direction and allocating resources toward its achievement. What are the keywords in planning, strategic planning?
Defining.
Allocation for sure.
What?
This is
What is the goal of organizational? What is the goal of a strategic planning?
I feel it's the way that you organize the elements that you got in your strategy to make it the most efficient possible. Like, let's say, for example, I know that to make a smoothie stand, I need fruits, a person, and blenders. And the only way that will be my strategy, but my strategic planning will be the way that I will like organize these elements to make it an actual smoothie stand.
In this definition, what the word we are using instead of elements we are using in this definition?
Resources.
Resources, perfect. Elements or components or resources. Allocation is the major part of a strategic planning, which is fit for something else. Allocation is the most important. Resources allocation. I have a question. Have you heard anything about the law of diminishing returns? What is law of diminishing returns?
Every time you get more, you get less satisfaction of it.
Why?
Or profit. Because when you eat your 10th burger, it's not the same as eating your first burger. Like
no, it is about the marginal utility. The concept you are talking, it is an economy about the marginal utility.
Okay, so I'm mistaken. Forget about what you said.
No, it's a very, very good concept you indicated. It is very, very good concept. When you are thirsty and you are a dessert, the first glass of ice water has more utility for you rather than the second. The water is the same water, the degree is the same degree, the ice is the same as, but you are not the same thirsty person. It is the marginal utility in economy. No, the law of diminishing returns about the resources. It's very ancient, not ancient, very old principles of economy. The law of diminishing returns. It says in a company, we have an optimum level of resources. We need optimum level of resources. Have you taken any course like operation research in bachelor degree or in MBA? Operation research. It's very, very, very fantastic course. Operation research or operational research. And very hard course. Combination of economy, management, and pure mathematics. Pure mathematics. In operational research, they said to you that you should find as a manager, not the maximum point, not the minimum point. You should find the optimum point. Optimum point is the point with the most flexibility. With the most flexibility, optimum point.
Is this one the one that, like, let's say, in my smoothie stand, let's go for that way, I got 2 people working and they sell $100 a day.
Yeah.
When I add the third one, it start becoming like a traffic jam, and now I don't make much money of it. Is that right?
Perfect. The word is traffic.
Yeah.
A lot of devices you have in your company with no usage, but they need maintenance, they need reliability, they need cost, fixed cost. It is the law of diminishing returns, not increasing returns. Your return of company will diminish because of extra tools that you have in your company, especially in industry, in factories. It is very important. There is a course, I think in industrial engineering, they have a course with the title of ergonomy. Ergonomy, it is the engineering of human factors. How can you design? This is something different from a HR. Ergonomy or ergonomy, yeah, ergonomy, ERGONOMY, ergonomy is the engineering of human elements, human factors. If you have many employees in one section of your company and you don't need all of them, they work together. We'd have a lot of high density, no low density, and your return of company will diminish. You have pay more money for your devices, for your properties, for your employees, but the return of your company will diminish. We have very good words here. Organization.
Excuse me, Professor. Is the planning same as a tactic? Is the same thing or not?
But
Planning and tactics.
no.
Okay.
When you are talking about the tactic, we have two parts, tactic and technique.
Oh.
Technique is about one element. For example, if you are a soccer player, you have your own techniques. But how can you manage and organize your techniques with other people as a team? It is tactic.
Oh. Okay.
Technique is for the soccer player, but tactic is for the soccer coach, not the players. The soccer coach said, yes, this is our team tactic. It is something different from planning. Tactic has a very, very, very especially result oriented, only result oriented. But planning is very process oriented. In planning, you have many processing. You talk about the processes in planning. In tactic, it is very, very result oriented. If it is not good or bad, it is not about the good or evil. It is good about the effectiveness or non-effectiveness. They are not very detailed differences, very, very near together, tactic and planning.
What about a strategy? How would you put it there? Is it like similar to one of those, or is it like different?
No, the major part of a strategy, it is when you have a strategy, for example, in a football league, in a soccer league, you are as a coach, as a football club owner, you are thinking about the end result of a season. It's your strategy. For example, going up from this level to the other level. It is your total strategy is very future oriented. Planning is for one part, tactic and technique is for each item by each item by each item. For example, now in Corona, let's go to industry. Now in Corona, Apple has a strategy to be the most innovative company all around the world. It's an Apple strategy. Pay attention. Pay attention. Mention that. You have a vision for your company. Vision at first. Present state, you talk about the missions and visions. And second and third part is a strategy. The line that connect missions to your vision is your strategy.
He disconnected, right?
Yeah, I guess battery.
He's gone.
Yes.
Class is over, guys.
How are you? Mario, how are you, man?
Doing good, bro. How are you? Yeah. Are you here or you're back in Egypt?
No, that guy, Egypt, not me.
Oh, it's not you.
Egypt.
Oh. Doing good, guys. How are you guys? You in the class?
How are you, Jana? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It was last late catch up, huh?
Yes. Are you here in San Diego?
Yeah.
Hmm.
How the quiz is going with you, Mario?
Okay.
Nothing.
No, I just got a B in both of my classes. Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay.
No worries, Professor.
Oh, we have new members.
Yeah, hi, doctor. How are you?
Oh,
My
yeah.
name's Adnan, by the way.
Yeah. Adnan is an Arabic name.
You can call me Adam if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Arabic name. Yeah, you're
Where
right.
are you from?
I'm Jordanian.
Jordanian. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Jordanian friends here.
Yeah, we're gonna have
They are
some
so
power.
great and also so rich. Jordanian people are so rich.
Yeah, that's good. Good image about us. That's not not the problem.
Welcome.
So we're gonna keep it like that.
And let me check it. Yes, recording. We were talking about the line between the vision and mission. We have a vision for our company. We determine some missions. And finally, you have a strategy. A strategy is the directing line that connect the missions to the vision. Tactics, techniques, planning, other words, are over the strategy. The strategy is very total.
We're not seeing the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah. I can bring it.
Just in case.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Organizational mission, SWOT analysis, establish goals and objectives, formulate organizational strategy, formulate supporting functional strategies, implement, evaluate, and reassess. We will talk about the stages. What's the definition of vision? Have you done any business plan up to now for your own, not for your assignments? Have you heard about the business plan? As a business student, marketing student, how do you think about the definition of business plan? What is business plan? For example, in therapy, we have treatment plan. For cooking, you have, for example, cooking recipe. What is business plan? Everywhere you want to go to offer a proposal, they said, what's your business plan? Yana, what is the business plan?
I think it should be from parts like financial, employees, future strategy, economy, like strength and weaknesses of the company.
If you want to write a business plan for yourself, how do you think, by your own opinion, how do you think is the most important factor in business plan?
The goal?
Goals, other
The
things?
mission, though.
What?
The mission?
Mission, okay.
It's about how you put the step or the startup for achieve your goal.
Yes, it is the same action plan. What is the difference between business plan and action plan? Do you consider the same for both of them? They are the same or not? If not, what are the differences between action plan and business plan? Do you consider both of them at the same room?
Business plan, that's before that's the starting, but when that's become active, it's become called action.
Action plan.
Right?
something like it. I will talk about it. One of the greatest, because we want to talk about the mission at first, you should know about a very popular multidimensional word in weather, in economy, in general population, in world population, everything. You can use this word, forecasting. What is the meaning of forecasting in a business plan? For example, Wayne come to me and say, Wayne, are you from Japan or Korea? From Korea. Wayne come to me and say to me, Doctor, have you visited ever, for example, Seoul? I say no, but I wish to visit this city. I have heard a lot, very good things about the major city of South Korea. And say, okay, let's go there and have a good business with each other. I said, why not? The first question is, what is your forecasting, Wayne, about this business? It means
Prediction.
prediction, not about only costs, not about only benefits, about the profit. Do you know the differences between benefit and profit? For example, your cost and your benefits. How much money you earn is your benefit. How much money you spend is your cost. The difference between us is loss or profit. If the difference is positive, it is your profit. Your profit is not your benefit. How many money, gross money you gain, for example, at the end of the month as a restaurant owner. For example, you say, we have earned about $100,000 one month. So good. Is it not your profit? It is your benefit. And after that, you say, we have paid about $90,000. Okay, it's your cost. Your profit is only $10,000. Or if you have paid, for example, $110,000, you don't have any profit, you have loss. Negative minus $10,000. It's your forecasting of your future prediction of the final profit or maybe loss. Why I ask you some very word-based questions? Because if you want to be a very good and very professional businessman or woman, you should think very, very carefully in details. Even that you are not professional, you are wasting your time and money. If you cannot think in details and systematic, why have you gone to a business school?
I have a good question, Professor.
Yeah.
So this between profit and benefits, if I'm saving money, is that a benefit? But it's not a profit.
No, saving money from which way?
Okay, let's say I found a machine that in my company makes the job in less time.
Yeah, it is reinvestment. No, it is your profit. But you have changed your pure money to your machine. No problem. You reinvest in your company. For example, for saving money after addition of some new machines, new technologies, it is your profit, but not
Okay.
in cash. It is not cash, okay? But you have added something to your company, maybe in your bank account, maybe in your company. It's not important.
But that's why those, even though if are goods, let's say if it's like capital.
Yeah.
It's
These are not capital, these are assets.
assets, exactly.
Yeah,
Assets.
you change your money to your asset, to the tools that they can create new and more money. It's good.
So that will be profit or benefit?
No, it is profits.
Profit.
It's
Okay.
profit. Benefit is the pure money you gain, for example, for a one duration of time.
Okay.
And benefit minus costs is profit. If costs are less than your benefit, Benefit minus cost. If costs are higher than your benefit, is your loss. You are bankruptcy. Done. Finished.
Thank you.
Because of that, we want to talk about the mission. Mission talks about the steps you want to have to take to achieve your vision. What is your plan to achieve your vision is your strategy. Organizational mission, the core reason for the existence of the organization and what makes it unique. When you when you want to establish your organization, establish your company, you should say about the basic and core reasons why do we have some company, some business like it. The core reason, the main reason is your mission. Where are you and what are your reasons? The core reason is the main keyword of the organizational mission. The reason we want to establish this organization, the reasons, the core reasons, main reasons, crucial reasons, basic reasons that we want to establish this company. But the strategy formulation, at least it should cover 2 years. Adam was not at the first of the class. At the first of the class, we say the keyword of strategy was, we discuss about it. Mario said action plan, other people say results, and I said the core, the keyword of the strategy is about, Yana?
Long term.
Long term, perfect. Future. We say why and when can we call a plan as a strategic planning when it is about the future, it is future oriented. Because of that, I said to you that honestly, when you are talking about strategic management, you are talking about leadership. Because the cutoff point between leadership and management is future oriented. Leaders are future oriented, non-leaders are not. So it is about the time, covers 3 to 5 years. Consider internal and external forces. Inhibitor forces or exciting forces or motivating forces. Internal and external. It is something like your real life. If you know the strategic thinking so deep, and if you are so skillful in strategic thinking, you can use it in your daily life, your personal life, not only in your occupational life, your job life. You can use it for life, for love life, for your, for example, interpersonal relationship life, even about your spiritual life. For example, some religions believe to afterlife, and they are talking about your strategic planning. They are talking about the perspective of life. They said to you that the perspective of this life, this materialistic life, is afterlife. They are talking about the eternity, not long-term, infinite life, for example. So strategic thinking is a style of mind. It's the mind style, intellectual style to thinking and feeling and acting in all aspects of your life. But now, as a business student, as a marketing student, you are working on the strategic thinking for your organization or your for next leadership in the future or just now. So consider holistic, global, multidimensional, overall. Consider internal and external forces. Analyze strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is called SWOT. Never, never, never forget it. SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's funny. Why? I use it. I used it some years ago, this model in premarital counseling. Girls and boys came to me to counseling about their marriage. I was premarital counselor, premarital psychologist. I use the SWOT model for premarital counseling. How? I interview with them and find their strengths and find their pain points, weaknesses, and the opportunities in this relationship for coverage their weaknesses and pushing up their strengths and their threats about their strengths. If you marry this boy, if you marry this girl, what your PowerPoint will be destroyed. This marriage is the threatening factor for your strengths. So you can use it SWOT for every aspect of your life. Every aspect. If you know SWOT, you are a strategic thinker. Only this one. But very in details, very carefully, and also very, very deep. Deep strengths, deep weaknesses, deep opportunities, deep threats. One of the greatest work, one of the most moneymaker works you can do just now and after your graduation is business coaching. Business coaching is the one of the highest rating in speed, growing speed in 2021, 2022, 2023. They said after IT industry, coaching, especially business coaching, executive coaching, and life coaching are the major coaching that they will be very, very, and now they are very money maker, very, very money maker. In business coaching, you should find this. For example, you go to Gallup and pass the course of the strength finding based on the Gallup model. Or you go to a VIA. Please check these sites after class. It's good for you. It is not about your lessons. I know it is extra data. But you can read your book and come and have a good final exam with the highest degree. And after 2 years, go again to market and nothing about the real markets. In our university, we are trying to train you so practical. Please check these sites that I offer to you. One of them is VIA, Values in Action, VIA. Some parts about the individual values in action, some parts about organizational. Please go to Gallup, go to the Business School of Stanford and see the items of, it is 5 days, yes, 5 day executive coaching course for Stanford. 5 days. See the items. All of you can be a very good business coach after your graduation. Very good, I know. I know some people here in America, honestly, they don't know anything scientifically about the business, anything. They are good coaches. Yes, for stores, they are very good coaches. They are not business coach, they are a store coach. Their knowledge and their understanding of coaching a business is at the size of a store. Yes, that's good. You are graduated from a university for MBA, and I wish to see you in DBA again. And coaching is very, very good course for you, especially business coaching, executive coaching. There's a coaching so-called high performance coaching. High performance coaching is some part about the organization. How can you be the best of yourself? It is the major question of all types of coaching. How can you be the best version of yourself? As I said always to my clients and to my coaches, that let your next version be your best version. Also these days I have to change it not to the best version, to the better version. Why? Because after version, always there is another after version. So let your next version be your better version. Please check these sites. It's extra knowledge and it will create some differences in you in contrast with other students that only come to the university and go out with a paper so-called graduation MBA. Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. WOT.
You keep compete with yourself.
Determine,
Doctors,
yeah.
like
And
that's the you keep compete with yourself, keep develop, polish your skills, upgrading yourself. So this is how you every day is like better than the yesterday, and every day you accomplish new things and you have a plans for new things. This is how you build yourself up.
yeah. It can be a motto only, can be a slogan. If you go to I think it is MIT. MIT has a course about executive coaching. I am not certain about it. And also, MIT has a part so-called MIT Open Courses. Check it, MIT, Massachusetts in Massachusetts Technology, Massachusetts MIT. Okay, Massachusetts. I don't. I forgot for the I. MIT Open Courses. It's the best technological university all around the world. The number one technological engineering all around the world is MIT. So Massachusetts Institute of Technology. One part in MIT is MIT Open Courses, and I'm not certain, but I think that I have read something in MIT Open Courses about the daily improvement, constant and never-ending improvement, constant and never-ending improvement. We talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, that's actually that I was like the not a slogan, but like the one of the values, the core values of my college,
Uh-huh.
Santa Barbara City College. It's called Kaizen. That it's
Perfect.
the
I love it.
one
I love
percent
it.
every day kind
I
of
love
thing.
it. So Kaizen is not the slogan.
No.
Kaizen is the major managerial part after World War II. It is a Japanese word, Kaizen. And it means no defeat, zero defeat. And yesterday, every day, better than yesterday. Never ending improvement. Perfect. Kaizen is the word, especially in management. It's a philosophy of mind. In psychology, in sociology, in your private life, and entered from Japanese culture, from Eastern culture to the Western culture. Adam?
It's
Yeah.
called mindset.
But
Mindset.
mindset, yeah. You have something in your, and how can you create and convert to an action plan? It begins with yourself. Good news. The change begins with yourself. Bad news. The change begins only with yourself. Sorry, you are alone. In creating the change in your life, I'm so sorry for everybody, also for myself. We are alone. The good news, the change begins with yourself. The bad news, the change begins only with yourself. Because of that, you need mental syntax, you need mindset. You will go, it is out of your course, but I want to say you that you will read, and you may have read some books about the success coaching. Everything not begins with your mindset. Everything begins and ends with your mindset. Everything, Adam?
Doctor, it's we have there is say it's if you have yourself, you have everything you need.
No,
If you have yourself,
never, never.
no, if you have everything, because the starter is coming from you, then after that you can, it's like snowball.
Yeah,
But if the starter, if you, there is another concept, it's called the first round engine. So if you be able to make the first round engine, that's you make the starter.
yeah,
So always is like if the success people usually they depend what they have. They don't lie in the thing that they don't have. That's the things that so for so the saying is say if you have yourself, you have everything to start, to
yeah.
change, to be better. To it's like don't wait. Oh, I'm gonna be better if I have this laptop, or I'm gonna be better if I have this iPhone, or I'm gonna be better if I have
Never.
this certification. You know, this is the thing.
Because of that, one of the greatest courses all around the world is entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship course, you will learn how to create with nothing. Also, it is not nothing. The major part, your major capital is your self-confidence. It's your major. You see many people with a lot of money cannot work anything, cannot do anything huge with a lot of money. Why? They are confident to their money, not to themselves. So if you have yourself, you can confidence on yourself. You have the major thing for creating everything from nothing, from zero to hero. Hi, Henry. Adnan?
There is two types with people
Hi,
have
Professor.
money. Go ahead, Henry.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
Adnan,
saying.
say.
It's okay, that's fine.
Sorry. Could you please spell that word Kaizen? Is it
Kaizen,
Kai
K-A-I-K-A-I-Z-E-N, Kaizen.
Okay.
Adnan?
Yeah, there is two types with people have a money. It's like one of them they create the money. They came. It's like there is concept say if you able to make the first $1 million, so if you lose it, you're not gonna be afraid to lose it because you know how to do you did it. You did it already to have $1 million. So it's like you not have a problem to lose it, or you're not afraid. But the people that's they won lottery or they have the money from their family, whatever, they not have the confidence that you have. So that's the point. It's like some people they okay might what you said about that's a few minutes ago. It's like that's the kind of the people they're afraid because they have the money but they not have the experience because they don't know.
Perfect. Just that you say money making, success is a skill, is a habit. Is a skill, is a habit. And for a habit, there is a law. Practice and progress. Practice and progress. For any type of habits. Any type. It is very easy. It is very simple, but it is not easy. Adnan?
They call it the 3 stages: dust off, recalibrate, re-engage.
Yeah, 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 perfect. Okay, let's go to the subject. Determine objectives, formulate strategies to meet objectives, which is something like, for example, high school. When you were in high school, you had some objective grading objectives, and you formulate that grading to the weekly plans, and after that, based on the weekly plans, you study and gain the average numbers of that objective. And managers must focus on strategies. Managers, high level managers, not mid level managers. Provide input for strategic planning and develop specific HR initiatives to help achieve organizational goals. Provide input for strategic planning and develop strategic HR in it to help achieve organizational goals. It's very simple. The appropriate use of HR management practices to gain or keep a competitive advantage. Such a lovely phrase. Such a lovely phrase. It is the key phrase for every type of success, especially in a world like this. It is a very competitive world, at least for the last 200 years, not 20 years. At least for the last 200 years, from the beginning of 19th century, it is very competitive world. For example, very real life example is that you want to marry with a girl and that girl has 2 or 3 other proposal for marriage. You should talk about your competitive advantage. Why she should choose you? What is your competitive advantage in contrast with the other, for example, proposal she has on the table? It's about the real life. Very simple, but sorry, it is very, very real. If you had experienced any type of love experience, love failure, you know that what I am talking about. For example, when you were in high school and you loved a very, very beautiful girl, and you said you had gone for that girl and said, I love you. And she said, I love you too, but I cannot marry you. And you said, why? She said, you are so lovely, guys, but you don't have nothing. You don't have any competitive advantage for me. And you had experienced a lot of suffering. Why? Because you were only a child. And it's a trauma for you. I call it also as a joke. I call it organizational trauma. Organizational trauma or traumatic organizations is that type of organizations that in a very, very high density, heavily traffic competition, sometimes you don't have any competitive advantage. What was the greatest experience in Corona we had? In none part of the human history, medical human history, we never had experience to creating a vaccine only in 10 months. It is a miracle. I don't know how much you know about the medical sciences. My bachelor degree is in nursing. I know completely about the medical sciences. And after that, I have gone for industrial psychology and psychology, health psychology. It's a miracle. We created this problem to a challenge. Not all of we, only some major companies. With this profile, with this creation, with this miracle, Pfizer will become the prophet of pharmacy all around the world for at least for the next century. Until the end of the 21st century, everybody says Pfizer saved humanity. Why? Because of the competitive advantage. Welcome to the competitive advantage world. The game of the business is not the game of competition. It is the game of competitive advantage. If you don't have any competitive advantage, how can you competition with other people? Nothing. You are a loser. Goodbye. If you want to be winner, or at least you want to be competitive with other people, with other companies, you should have competitive advantage. It is not my own belief. It is a general belief in all the, not faculty, all the thinkers, all the psychologists, organizational sociologists, and also about them in the managers, that all the concepts, especially in management and in sales, in these two parts, all the concepts you learn, you should and you can use them in your real life, in sales and in management. I have seen many salespersons, sales forces, that they are successful in their marriage, in their company, in their love, in their spirituality. Why? Because they can sell themselves also to other people. HR can support organizational strategy by hiring good employees, very important, hiring process, placing employees in the right jobs. We talked about it in the last session in the first week about job matching tools. We are gathering when we are shaping a battery, a package of job matching assessments in Kalenview. It's for you and for DBA students. Several 3 to 5 very accreditable, very valid, authoritative assessment tools for job matching. It is very important. And we can do it by the tests, inquiries, and also by interview. And many people think that the only part of HR management is about job matching. You know that it is not. It is the basic part, yes, but it is not the final part and all parts. Rewarding employees fairly Rewarding system is a one part of strategic HR management. You should know about the learning psychology. You should know about learning psychology. You can find learning psychology in your organizational development and theories and development, organizational change. You can find the chapters of learning and learning psychology in that book, also in your strategic HR management, very, very short chapter about the learning strategies and learning psychology. Providing proper training. It's a good excuse in America. If you are sweeping the store wrong and your store manager said you, sorry, you are sweeping so wrong. It's very simple, very, very simple. And you can say, sorry, I don't have any training about sweeping. Acceptable excuse? Yes. Yes. They should train you for sweeping, only sweeping. And one part, you are laughing, I know, but it is real in America. The employee can go to court and sue the employment, sue the company. Why? They didn't train me for my job. What's your job? I'm simple worker. The court says, sorry, you are simple worker. They said, yes, I'm simple worker, but I'm worker. I should only do the simple things. But they didn't train me about the simple things. You can go to court. It's very important in America. Very, very important. Only for simple workers. It is assumed that nobody knows anything, except of say hello and say goodbye, anything. And they should train you. Also, it is theoretical. In practice, sometimes we didn't receive any training. Fostering good employee communication. It's a very, very, there's a part in psychology. Also, I'm shameful to call it dark psychology, but the books are called dark psychology. You can check it in internet, Amazon. We have many books so-called with the title of dark psychology. What is dark psychology? Is there any, for example, bright psychology that in contrast we have dark psychology? Dark psychology, it is the psychology about manipulation. How can you change other people's mind? Lovely field for everybody. Everybody wants to have a good effect on other people's minds. About NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. About body language, I love it. I love it. I love it. Pay money for training body language as a human being, as a manager, as a leader. Body language contains 93% of communication. 93%. Only 7% of your communication is related to your word. Only 7%. 38% is related to tonality of your word. For example, I say, Adnan, how are you? Adnan says, not too bad, professor, thank you. And I said, Adnan, how are you? Adnan said, I said, thank you. And I said, Adnan, how are you? The same word, not different word, with different tonality, different meanings. Even if you cannot see my body, I say, Adnan, how are you? It's my body language. And say, Adnan, how are you? And say, Adnan, how are you? And you see my body language. The same word, with different tonality, has different meanings. And after that, you see my body language, my facial expressions, and you say, why? Do you have any problem with my professor? Why? I say, you say, Adnan, how are you? I said, no, sorry, I want to ask your, for example, mood today. I said, sorry, in my country and also in your country, when we want to have some argument, we say to the same, Adnan, how are you? Because of that, Professor Albert Mehrabian in Harvard in the 70s or 80s, and the beginning years of 80s, discovered the model of transactional communication. And he found, as a research fact, that only 7% of the concept of communication transferred by the word. 38% is transferred by the tonality of the word, and 55% is transferred by your body language. Please go and register for a value and accreditable and authoritative body language course. I am talking to the university to put it by myself, but it has very, very, very details in language. I prefer we invite a native professor about body language. And it's so different. Body language in Middle East is different from body language from, for example, Far East. If you go to visit Rain in his beautiful country, Korea, it is different. If you want to go to Jordan to visit Adnan, or to my country, to Iran, it's different. And if you want after that go, for example, for North Europe, Sweden, the same movement. If you want to see the Yana is in her beautiful country, it is different body language, different. For example, we say this one. Now, me and Adnan has the same facial expression. Why? We are from Middle East. I know that Adnan is asking me some question. Sorry, professor, what are you talking about? What are the related to the course of we are passing about HR management? Are you a good professor, or you're talking a lot about, okay, Adnan?
So, doctor, this is the body language actually. You bring some really cool topics actually, but the body language is based on culture. So this
Perfect.
is the gap when you work with the international
Yeah.
so level. This is something. So what the professional people they try to bring up, they try to bring up the standard that's
Yeah.
or the level is like all the professional people they have same level, same language, so
Yeah.
nobody get defend. It's the neutral space or room that's everyone have the same
Yeah.
level, so no gaps, so when they make conversation, and that's really really challenging when you deal with different culture. So some of them they get defend from the voice or the tone or the high voice or the body language. So this is really especially the girls sometimes they're sensitive,
Yeah.
so you need to be really, go neutral. Try to make it smile with don't try make it dry something, whatever. That's my thing.
But we have some specific cross-cultural, multicultural signs of body language. Highly recommended to you. Please remind me tonight. Also, I will write in my notebook to put the trailer of a series. It has 3 seasons, and every season has, I think, 10 episodes. A series by the name of Lie to Me. Lie to Me. Lie to Me. A series with three seasons. The series name is Lie to Me. About, I think, 15 years ago, I have read all the seasons, or 10 years ago. Lie to Me. It is a very, very good and very fantastic movie series about body language. Based on the one book that I have, this book, it is about, I think, 700 pages. The book name is Facts, Facial Acts Coding System. Coding, yeah, science. Facts, FACS. Facial for facts, A for facial expression, facial acts, A for acts, and C for coding, and S for science or systems. Facts. It is by the author is one of the greatest psychologists. He has worked about 20 years on the emotions, because there is an animation in 2015. It was Oscar winning, Upside Down. The animation Upside Down, Oscar winner 2015, Upside Down. It is an animation, a cartoon about your five major emotions. These are not cultural. These are cross-cultural for all cultures. If you look, if you prepare and show some photos about the smiling to one person and says what is his or her feeling, everybody says happiness. If this face to anybody and ask what the face of professor says to us, you say surprise. He is showing us the sense of surprise. And I said, what is the face? And you said anger or something like sadness. I said, oh, absolutely anger. These are cross-cultural. These are not cultural. So, highly recommended to watch the series "Lie to Me" by Paul Ekman. Yeah, the name of the author was Dr. Paul Ekman. Paul Ekman is the giant of emotion in the field of psychology. Very good books about the lying, about the interpersonal. Why one of the books is what? Why Men Lie and Women Cry. The name of the one of the books of Paul Ekman is, I think, I'm not certain, it is something like this: Why Men Lie and Women Cry, about the differences in interpersonal relationships with different body language.
So, doctor, why men lie and the women cry? That's mean they.
Something like, yes, why in interpersonal, when men don't want to show their, when men don't want to show their emotion, they lie. When women don't want to share their emotion, they cry. Because
Okay.
of that, it says why men lie and women cry. It's something like this. I'm not certain about the title of
That's
the
cool.
book.
Cool.
And the last part is focusing employee efforts and rewards toward the company's bottom line. Okay, before going to other parts, we can have a 15 minutes break until 7:05. 7:05, I am here. Okay, have a good break.
Sí, hasta las 8, 8:30.
Okay, welcome again to the course. And the last part is about, yes, 45, near 40 minutes. It's about positioning HR to be a strategic partner. Sometimes they are aspiring us, and sometimes they are inspiring us. There are some beautiful differences between aspiring and inspiring. HRM strategic partnering is aspiring in ways that support the strategy. It's about the ways, about the methods. And inspiration is inspire others or many people, other people to support the strategy. So the final goal of the HR management is to support the strategy that we have hold for the organizations. One, about the ways and the pathways and the solutions and the solving the problems we can find for our problems. And some part is about the workforces and managers and employees and also simple workers, everybody in the organization, inspire them to support the strategy. If you don't have enough tools for doing your strategy, and if you don't have uh, enough support for your strategy, you cannot be successful. It's about organization. It's not about a very simple store to shopping and to selling and to buying. It is about an organization. The major concept in organization is organization, organizing, administration, management, working together for a shared goal, working for get together with for a shared meaning. It's the basic concept of organizations, and the components of organizations are people, our employee, our general manager, our board of directors, our mid-level managers, our experts and other people, professional expertise that we should have for managing. Because of that, we call it science of management, science and art of management. It's very beautiful definition of management. They say science and art of management, not only science of management with a very empirical, research-based, rigid facts. I'm a human. I'm not a wall. How can you consider me as a wall, very rigid, very predictable? I'm a human. And I, you, and other people shape the foundation, not the conceptual, shape the operational foundation and shape the other parts of an organization. We are the major components of our organization. Because of that, if you want to be an effective HR manager, especially for for performing the actions we need to gain our final goal, and we need to have a strategy, action-based strategy or action plan for strategy, you should inspire us. If you cannot inspire your employees, your workers, your friends, your collaborative people around yourself, your family, your society, and all aspects of leadership and management. If you want, for example, to be a social manager, to be a social leader for a social, for example, movement, you should inspire other people. Even that they say, what are you talking about? You are not motivator. Sorry, but the movement in society is not a matter of rationality. It is a matter of emotion. We want to be rational. Yes, perfect. Why not? But many times we are not rational. We don't have any wisdom about our jobs or works and other things. So the basic part of all changes, all movements in based of our feelings, our movements. Also, again, we know that we have major and many uh, culture-based differences. For example, if you see the word of I love you in different words. For example, in English, you say I love you. In Arabic, I think they say أحبك. Okay? أحبك? Yes, أحبك. In Korean, Wayne say Sagapo. Saranhe. Okay, Wayne? It's correct? Saranhe. For example, in Turkish for Turkey, they say sana seviyorum. In Greek, they say Sagapo. In Sweden, they say, in Russia, we say Yalublu Tibia. In my country, we say Duset Daram. It's one word, one phrase with different words. And you say that when I say Hebbek, Adnan say, perfect, professor, such a good pronunciation. Are you from Jordan? And I said, no. But you say, because I am transferring an Arabic emotion. I am not Arab, I am Iranian. But I am transition. I have a good transition from Arabic language to Arab. What I say, Oyebek. Adnan say, do you want to say it with a lot of emotions? You are talking to somebody that I love you. I cannot find in your language that I love you. Okay? Because of that, inspiration is very important in sometimes of inspiring other people to attract them to your strategy, to your mind, to your ideology, to your worldview, everything you want to create in your world. You should be the symbol of that. You should be the symbol of your aspiration. At first, your aspiration. Second, our inspiration. Together, we are stronger. If your aspiration have a good inspiration, you are successful. If you have only your aspiration, okay, say such a good idea you have, you will die with your idea. Afterlife, you will be successful. If you have only inspiration, you should work for other people that have good idea, good aspiration without inspiration. Aspiration is mean your wish, your dream, your desire. This is your aspiration. Inspiration is your motivation, your force, your motivator force. Together with other, that we can have a good strategic planner and a good strategic partnership with other people. Even of that, people not work for you. Contribution. What is the contribution of a strategy with HR? Yes, Adnan, do you have any question?
Yeah, inspire. Will you be it's like leader? So aspire, and that's when the team work with you is like work with the same vision.
Yeah.
They inspire. So that's that aspire. That's you, the leader. You have the vision, but with your team worker, if they have the same thing, so you inspire them. So you and your teams go toward the target or the goal.
Perfect.
But so they together. But if they sometimes the team is not they have the same vision, they're not the or the leader they're not able to inspire his team. That is like they come apart.
You will study in your courses, as Adnan says, you will study in your courses about the incentive strategies. How can you motivate other people to work for your incentive, about the rewards, and also about the punishments. But everything is not about the reward and punishment. If you control other people, your family, your friends, your organization, only based on reward and punishment every day, that you are not in your organization, they will not work so good. Why? Because there is no reward and punishment system. Reward and punishment system is only the basic principles of learning, only the basic principles. Everything begins with rewards and punishment until the age of 6. In developmental psychology, they say until the age of 6, reward and punishment is the best ethics for human beings. If at the age of 36, 46, 56, you are using The same principles of the age of 6, you are living in a cave, no evolution. Go out of the modern world. Modern world talks about other parts of learning, about digital learning, about observational learning, about social learning. These are more important and more fundamental, except for example, a learning based on conditional learning, on punishment and reward. Because of that, we are talking about the incentive and inspiring people, motivating people. Note that. Don't remember. An effective manager is an absent manager. What does it mean? It means that if you have created your team, your system on its proper location, perfect. If some days you are not an organization, it is not related to you. It is related to the system. If somebody says, without you, this organization will not work so good, and you have a good sense of importance, such an important manager I am in this organization, and without me, this organization will destroy. You are not a good manager. You are a boss. You are a chef. Additional question. What is the difference between boss, manager, and leader? What is the difference? How do you think? Your private opinion, your personal opinion. I have my personal opinion. You are talking about the leadership. You are passing the course of management in the MBA, and after that, I wish we will see you in DBA. You are becoming very high professional, educated people in your major field. So that's a basic question. You have many lessons and some specific lessons about the leadership. Why not? In your course and out of your course, in the free courses. Many courses about the manager, and we have a very major part about so-called boss or chef. What is the difference between boss, manager, and leader? Henry, you are so silent today. I miss your voice. Talk to me. How do you think about it?
Well, I would say a boss manages their employees,
Uh-huh.
while a leader inspires.
Mm-hmm.
He inspires them to for innovation, for creativity, for think for strategic um strategic ways.
Uh-huh.
So I would say, there are no much difference, because
Uh-huh.
the all three of them has similar attributes.
Attribute. What is the name of that attribute? Similar attribute.
Um
Which attribute you can find in both three of them?
inspire,
Guidance,
inspiration.
vision. Adam, how do
Uh,
you think?
the it's
What do you
very
want to add to
simple.
the Henry?
Huh?
What do you want to add to Henry speaking? Adnan.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
so it's very simple actually. Leader and boss is like so boss is like he said, if you have a problem, he gonna say you're gonna do it, you're gonna find it, you're gonna find the way. But the leader, he gonna say we gonna find the way. It's easy as simple that. And by the way, the manager, the boss, he don't like his employee grow, but the leader, he like his employee to see his employee growing because he have plans to, because he have future positions to grow. So when he become that level, I can put him promote. I can open another branch, or I can send him for another. It's like he have plans for his employees.
Yeah.
But the boss is not having plans. Okay, I like it as it is. Is no grow. That's it. So it's different mentality, different mindset.
Yana, how do you think about the differences between bosses or chiefs, managers and leaders?
I think boss is managing and leading managers and leaders.
So you love bosses? Chief or boss is for a tribe. Chief or boss is for tribe.
What?
Manager is for organization. Leaders are for movements.
Oh, I see.
Boss work on his power, personal power.
Mm.
Manager works on his or her positional power. You can change the manager for one position. This organizational position, management. Leader works on his or her mind, personality, character, charismatic leaders. And more important than everything,
Excuse me, Professor.
bosses have members, tribe have members. Organizations have co-workers, employees, and movements have followers. So boss has members because the tribe has members. You see that I am this tribe member, and the organization has employees or co-workers, and finally the movement has followers. You see the member of a leadership, the followers of the leadership. And boss is at the backstage and say to other people, go forward. I support you. Go forward. Boss. Managers at the side of you and say to his or her employees, let's go. I am with you, not at the back, at the side. And leaders in front and say, follow me. Leaders in the front line of the movement, the real leaders, not the fake leaders. So in these definitions, I explain for you, bosses or chiefs are very old-fashioned. They only want to keep and maintain the present situation. A good chief, a good boss, only at the best scenario, he or she will keep the present situation. Manager wants to improve the present situation, not to the new product, to the best possibility of this situation, not about the future. But leader talks about the future. Leaders talk about the perspectives. Because of that, you cannot find the word like chefs or bosses in the management books. You find managers and leaders. The best scenario is for leader, but the major problem is that leaders are alone. Like winners are alone, always. If you want to be eagle, you should go up, soaring high, soaring high, soaring high. At the top level, at the highest level, it's good. You are the number one. But there's a problem. Winners stands alone. Winners stand alone. Eagles are alone. But look at the pigeons. Many pigeons at the lower level fly and they are together. Not higher level. Yes, they are, but in the lower level. It's the major problem of to be a leader, to be a winner even. If you want to be a leader, one of the greatest pain you should handle is the pain of loneliness. The leaders are have the loneliest loneliness. Yes, Adam.
They call it the solo eagle have strong wings.
Perfect.
And they call it, there's another say, the old friend and the only is Ben. That's it.
Yeah. Solo eagles have the strong because it's solo. Okay. Provide perspective and expertise by having a seat at the strategic table, being knowledgeable about business operations, focusing on the future, prioritizing business goals, and understanding what to measure. It is very important. You know how and what you should measure, what to measure, and how to measure it. Understanding what to measure, how to measure it is about the department. For example, every department has its own specific measurements for measures. Engineering department, manager department, psychology department, education and training, R&D department. Every department has its scale for measure its effectiveness. But HR manager should say that what to measure, what is, because of that we say about the priorities, business goal, which is the first one, which is the second one, which is the third one, and other priorities. At first you should know about the priorities for next 5 years in your private life, in your personal life. 3 priorities for next 5 years. It is the formula for having the golden goals. Organizational environment, central role of HR to strategic environmental sustainability, and organizational challengers. Organizational environment, leadership, business strategies, organizational values and culture. We talked about the organizational value and culture in the courses of organizational theory and development. Very so many chapters about the organizational culture, organizational structure, and organizational values. Corporate structure and business processes and policies. After organizational environment, we switch to the second level. The second level is about the strategic environment sustainability. One, transformational HR practices. It is leadership, HR strategy, work culture, and policies. And transactional HR practices. One is transformational and one is transactional. It is two types of leadership: transactional leadership and transformational leadership. Traditional HR functions, pay, training, and in transactional, we don't have any transformation. When you are talking about transformation, you are talking about deep changing in the basis. For example, if you check my, also it is in Farsi language, if you check my professional Instagram page, it says this is transformational life coach. Transformational life coach is a life coach that not work only with your performances, not about, for example, the skill of saying no to other people. It is life coaching. It goes to beyond something and deeper than that. Why you cannot say no to other people? Not about your verbal skills, about your feelings, about your beliefs, about your mindsets. Why you have some problems to say no to other people. And the third part is organizational challenges. A question: what is the difference between challenge and problem? Very, very easy, but good question. Adnan?
Challenge and problem.
Yeah,
The
what's
difference is mindset.
the same?
It's mindset. How you look at it. It's like some people, they say problems, they cannot do it. The challenge, that's mean you can do it. You challenge yourself to, but whatever that's you have, you're gonna solve it. So you believe in yourself. But some problem is like, so I have this kind of people that's when you tell something for your friend, hey, do 1, 2, 3, okay, and you're gonna do it, and he said he 1, 2, there is a problem. Oh, see, I did what exactly you say, and that's coming a problem. So, but he not have the mindset that's to do it. It's like he feels like anything. He don't want to do it. He don't have the beliefs. But the challenge, okay, when you have 1, 2, 3 for another person or another friend, when you say 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like he said, oh, I have this problem, but I try to solve it. Then I tried this, I tried this, I tried backdoors, whatever. He tried. There is something, there is way always. Some people have ways, some people not have way, but it's like some people they made their own way, you know. It's like even there is no way, they make it. Some people they have a chance, some people they build their own chance. This is the different, the mentality, the mindset.
And
But
there's
when you
another
have
word here.
problem, you have
There's another word here. It is difficulty, problem, difficulty, challenge. The major
difficulty.
part of challenge, as Adam says, the major part of challenge, there is a potential for growth in challenge. You find the potential for growth. You find the potential for growth. Challenge is a chance for development, chance for growing. And you can find the chance. There is no chance. You always find the chance, and sometimes you create the chance to grow in a problem. If you convert a problem to a situation, to a chance for growing, that type of problem is called challenge. Challenge is a problem for growing. The final outcome of challenge is growing.
It's like a task.
It's like a task, but sometimes you do task only for your accountability and responsibility. It is related to your attitude. There is something different between attitude and knowledge. Many people have knowledge but don't change. Why? For example, many cardiovascular physicians are heavy smokers. They are the expert of your heart. They know what a catastrophe, what a hell smoking can have on your heart. But they are heavy smokers. Many cardiovascular specialists. They have a good knowledge, but they don't have any good attitude. Attitude is your internalized, your internally accepted knowledge. That part of knowledge that you have accepted internally, it's your attitude. Why I say to you, if you want to be a good manager, please bring your studies, bring your books, bring your readings to your real life. If you can find your concept that in these courses you are learning, bring to your real life with your partner, with your business, with your family, with your everybody that around you, that they are not your employee, that they are not your co-worker, you are practicing in a real world your knowledge. After that, knowledge will convert to attitude. The major difference between difficulty, challenge, and problem is your attitude, is your mindset, as Adnan says. Sometimes, many times, you can find a chance for growth in the problems. After that, you look at that problem as a challenge. It's not a problem. You solve it, but something more than solution you will find. And in sometimes you cannot find it. You can create something. You can see in many people in coronavirus era, many people experience bankruptcy. Some people began to become super rich. They created chances. For example, the platform you are using now, Zoom. During the coronavirus, Zoom became one of the major platforms all around the world. Why? Everybody in remote working needs some platform for doing his or her jobs. Adnan?
So simple as that. When somebody lose money, there's somebody's gonna gain money. Easy. So because somebody is, and when the economic go down, so there is collapse in economic. Trust me, there is more chances, but the chances come with risks. And you know, it's like if you, some people, there is two different kind of people. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna lose my money," and there is some people they say, "Oh, I'm gonna double my money." It's the mentality. The mentality is you're gonna sit in the table of poker and you bet. There is the chances to win and to lose, but there is both chances. But some people they say, "Oh, there is a chances for lose." So it's about the mindset again.
Attitude is everything. Okay, HR strategies for global competitiveness. Multinational corporation MNCs, an organization that has facilities and assets in at least one country other than its home country, at least one country. When you want to have an MNC, at least it should be from two countries. One of them, the major country, when a major company is from the home country, the other party is partner country. And staffing strategies, offshoring, it is also, you know, these are very simple strategies. Relocation of the business process or operation from one country to another, and expatriated citizen of one country employed in a second country by a company in the first country. For example, you see out of these business problems between America and China, just now you go to many American famous and prestigious stores, like, for example, Macy's, Nordstrom. You go to the Nordstrom and Macy's, you see many Chinese products. Why? Because of the, for example, the price of the workforces in China is very lower than America. It's a what company it is? Polo. Polo is one of the American icon all around the world. Only America. It's one of the American icon. Every part of the world, you have a polo. They said, "Oh, it's American." Go to the polo store after class, or for example, tomorrow morning. Many are made in China, made in Vietnam, sometimes made in India. High quality. It's not talking about the quality. It's high quality. The quality of polo is safe, but because of the workforces, you can see that yes, it is MNCs, multinational corporation. Yeah, Adnan.
iPhone made in China.
Yeah, made in China, and also in other countries. But for example, about China, it is something different and interesting. For different parts of the world, not China produces different products. The buyers say that we need some type of quality, some degree of quality. In some countries, for example, in Middle East, they are not so rich. I don't want to talk the name of the countries. They go to China and said, yes, we want the lowest price, the cheapest price, cheapest quality. So it is not about the China. It is about the tools, devices, and products that you want to buy from China. Because of that, many presidents, also Donald Trump and now Joe Biden, says about the differences between the business balance between America and China. China don't want to lose the American market. It is their third country. Third country all around the world is America. The first is China and the population size. China, second one is India, third one is with, yeah, America is the third one. China don't want to lose the third populative country all around the world. But because of the business imbalance, America can work with the, for example, some entry, import and export taxes, high taxes or lower taxes, and play a game to have a balance. Also, China is very good for America. Why? Because many American companies go from different states of America to other states because of taxes. As you know, Tesla gone to Texas. It's one of the bad news for California. It was great companies like Tesla are moving to other states with a lower rate of tax. For example, Texas, Austin, the city of Austin is becoming the next Silicon Valley for the huge industry, for example, car industry. Like that, from America to other countries, from expensive states like Golden States, California, to the other states like Texas, and also from America, an expensive country for workforces, go to the other countries with the lower prices of workforces. It is not about the quality. It is about the costs. Lower cost, lower price, higher satisfaction for customers. And leadership development is critical. Leading in different culture requires skill. At least you should read one book about the cultural leadership. At least one book. If you want to be a good leader in your job, at least you should read one book about the cultural leadership. There are many books about the cultural leadership. All of them is good. It is not about the one specific, for example, Muslim culture leadership. Also, we have some books about the some specific part of the world. I have seen a book about the MENA, about the business in MENA. MENA is mean Middle East and North Africa. Middle East and North Africa has a very specific culture of business, very specific. And also between them, there's differences. For example, if you want to work in Turkey, it is completely different with working in Jordan. It has the main specific cultural business and completely different, for example, to business with England. European and North American business is some other types of business. We have three parts: European, North American business culture, MENA business culture, and Far East. It is called Oriental countries like China, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, other countries. These are three major parts. Also, Russians are something unique. They have a very unique business structure for themselves. So at least you should read one book about the culture-based business. Okay, and this is the last part. We have ethnocentric policy. Ethno has been ethnicity. Polycentric policy, it's very good. Regiocentric policy and geocentric policy. Managers from headquarters staff key options. Host country national staff key options. Key options are filled by individuals in the region of the subsidiary, for example, European Union countries, and an international cadre of a skilled manager are assigned to global subsidiary regardless of nationality. These are the different international staffing for multinational companies. Okay, you have 15 minutes for your quiz. And if you have time at the time of 8:15 every week from 8:15 to 9 by the time of Pacific Ocean, PST, we have a free of charge by English language, very simple English language, meditation and relaxation for all the students of Kalamazoo. Also, we have invited other people from other countries. It's very interesting session from other countries and from other universities. Last week was the first week, and we had near 50 people here from Asia, from Iran, from Turkey, from different parts of America, and from other universities of California. It is in a Zoom meeting. The ID is 5110. Let me check it. 5110. The ID is, yes, 51072552554. It is a Zoom ID for this meeting. Recommended to you, highly recommended to you to have an at minimum one session of relaxation per week. It's very good. And the basic matter of these sessions are for students for stress reduction and focus enhancement. It is 51072552554. Okay, go to your Moodle room and have your week 2 quiz. If you had any question during the week, please email me and I try to answer you ASAP.